How's it going, YouTube? My name is Jason, and today we're going to be discussing some baits and lures that I feel like are a little bit overlooked, maybe underrated, underused in the world of musky fishing. These are baits that I've used to catch a couple muskies, and I've only been doing this a couple years, so take my advice with a grain of salt. I'm still a rookie at this, but I just got done going to the Ohio Muskie Show over the weekend, and I felt like there was kind of four types of lures that were extremely popular, and I felt like there was about two or three that weren't quite as popular that I feel like are just as effective. So let's talk about some of the baits, some of the lures that I saw at the show that were a dime a dozen, so to speak. Obviously, the most popular is the double-bladed bucktail. This is a 88 trophy tinsel from Fishermen of Men Musky Blades, and I have caught a fish on this. So, but these things you see these things everywhere. Twin blades, like I said, this is a 88. These things were everywhere at the show, and for good reason. I mean, these all catch fish and are extremely popular for a reason. But there's no shortage of these. They're everywhere. Everybody makes them. Very popular, so everybody's throwing them. Another type of bait that seemed to be extremely popular at the show, crankbaits. So this is I think a Lungeon 22. I actually bought this at the show. And then this is a Storm crankbait. A lot of different crankbait options. Very popular. A lot of different manufacturers, a lot of different options, sizes, colors, stuff like that. Another very popular one is rubbers. So this is a Mini D from Tackle Industries. So this is actually small. You got your quad dogs, bulldogs, things like that, Medusas. Again, lots of those at the show, lots of options, sizes, colors. And I feel like the other type of bait that was very common at the show was gliders. This is a Phantom. I think this is a 6-inch Phantom. A lot of different options, a lot of different manufacturers had them, sizes, colors, no shortage of these as well. And again, all four of those baits, they're popular for a reason. They do catch fish. But there was kind of three baits that I didn't see very much of at the show. There was only maybe like two or three vendors that seem to have options in these. And, going back to the bucktail, you're probably going to think, well, that's not, underrated. But like I said, these doubles have been popular for a long time. Everybody seems to throw them. And so now what you're starting to see is bucktails that have, they're still a tandem blade, but they're staggered. You'll see like an 8-9. Instead of 2 8s, you'll have like an 8 and a 9. And I think the reason they're doing that is they're trying to present these fish with a little different look, a different vibration, different thump in the water to try and get the attention of the fish, because they might be getting used to these. They might be seeing too much of these. And so the staggered blades are starting to get popular. However, with that being said, if you really want to, in my opinion, again, I'm still pretty green at this, but the single blade bucktail is going to be first on my list for baits that I feel like have been overlooked for a while, and I know they catch fish. This is the Mepps Musky Killer. The first 2 out of 3 muskies that I caught came on this. Now, in the world of musky fishing, this is a pretty small bait, and but it is effective, and I feel like the single blade bucktail is overlooked nowadays. And so far my best fish has come on this one right here. This is a Chaos Tackle single 9 in their smoke pattern, and my best fish so far has come on this one, single blade. So if you're looking to give these fish a little different thump, a little different presentation, don't hesitate to throw a single blade. That's just my opinion. I think these are still relevant, and I throw them a lot. Number 2 on my list for musky baits that are overlooked, underrated, spinnerbait. You talk to just about any bass fisherman who has accidentally caught a muskie, You ask them what they caught it on. Lots of times they'll say it was a spinnerbait. They were fishing for bass with a spinnerbait. Again, a spinnerbait is going to give you a different thump, different presentation, different flash than your typical like double weight bucktail. So that's good. It's a different profile, different look, but really the strength of the spinnerbait is the single hook. You can throw this into areas where you can't throw big trebles. So, you know, grass, weeds, lily pads, down trees, stuff like that. Now your hookup ratio might not be as good as trebles, but a spinnerbait does catch muskies. And there was probably only like 2 or 3 vendors that seem to have spinnerbaits as an option, which tells me they're not selling quite as many as, you know, this first 4 that I mentioned. And then my third underrated musky lure is a chatterbait, and this is kind of a little secret of mine. This is a jointed intercessor made by Fishermen of Men Musky Blades, and gentleman's name is Maurice. I've become friends with him, and he's actually given me a couple of his lures for free after I buy a few. So not sponsored by him by any means, but he's taking good care of me. And this is his jointed intercessor chatterbait. You can see it's got some split rings here, and what's cool about this is that it's also got split rings here on the back of the jig head. So your blade, your jig head, and your tail there, your swim bait, they all articulate kind of separate from each other, and gives this bait a very unique action. I mean, it almost looks like a snake going through the water, and I find that this is a hard one for the fish to resist. This exact lure right here, I actually got 3rd in a tournament back in November. I got lucky. Don't get it wrong. I got lucky. I lost one and netted one on this bait, and they were hitting this when they wouldn't hit really anything else. So that's number 3 on my list of being underrated, is a chatterbait. I know there's another one called, like, I think it's the Angry Dragon. I don't have any of those. I got a few of these. But anyway, so if you're going out on the water in 2025 and you're sick of throwing maybe those first 4, you know, give a chatterbait or a spinnerbait or a single blade bucktail a try, just to switch it up a little bit from maybe what everybody else is doing. That's what I usually like to do. And again, I'm not a pro, guys. I'm still pretty green at this, but these have caught me fish, so I have a lot of confidence in them. So anyway, thanks for watching. Good luck in 2025. It's January, and I've got cabin fever. I miss being on the water, so hopefully soon. Take care, guys.